everyone, Danielle here with our little mini release for September. I'm only releasing one stamp set this month, and that's because we're gearing up for a bigger release in October of 5 sets. So just to kind of tide you over until then, I am releasing one set this month, and it is seasonal. It is a Halloween set called Graveyard Shift, and it's a smaller set. It's 3x4, and it's going to run $8. And the images in this set coordinate really well with the images from the Halloween scene set that was released back in August. Everything is kind of scaled to work together. The only exception is this skeleton. He's a little bit bigger because I wanted a big skeleton so it could be the focus of a card, but you can still place it and use him with all of the other elements from this set. So I'm going to go ahead and make a couple projects to show how well these two sets do work together. You can use them independently or combine them to create all sorts of different Halloween backdrops for your projects. So just like with the other release, I'm going to go ahead and stamp all the images out on a 5.5 by a 4 1/4 card base, just so you can get a feel for the size of everything. And I'm going to go ahead and use my VersaFine black ink. It's my favorite ink. I use it all the time unless I'm coloring. I always get a really nice crisp impression, and that's important when you're working with really detailed images like this skeleton. Sometimes with this VersaFine is actually a pigment ink. Sometimes when I work with the dye inks, you know, they do have a tendency to kind of run a little bit. And so I don't really want that to happen with this skeleton. I want a nice, really crisp, clean stamp. So there he is. You can see that he is very detailed. He has lots of bones going on there. And I haven't tried it yet, but I was thinking about coloring in all of the bones, even, you know, in his face and head, just to kind of make sort of like a silhouette looking skeleton. I think that would be really cool. Maybe I'll try it for a project tomorrow, because I just came up with an idea. But so you could, you know, I think it also looks really great when you emboss him in white on some black or colored cardstock. That's really cool. Line a bunch of them up, kind of like the dancing skeletons from, I think it's Disney, but really neat little skeleton guy for, you know, for fall and Halloween. You could also, I just thought of this, sorry, you know, stamp him and then cut out the bones and use them just by themselves. So that would be pretty cool. And you might even be able to cut out the head and some of these larger bones and kind of piece them to make like a skull and crossbones. All sorts of things you can do with him. I'm sorry, just rambling here, thinking out loud. Let's see, next up, you have to forgive me because I kind of have these all spread out on different blocks all over my desk because I'm really bad at cleaning up after myself. Next up, I'm going to do the spider web. So you can stamp it and kind of use it as it is. You could obviously stamp them repeatedly in some sort of random pattern to get a really nice background. You could also take it and kind of line it up and maybe, let's see if I can get a good one. Stamp it up in the corner, you know, just to kind of be a little accent on a card. You're also going to be getting a little spider, because what's a spider web without a spider? But first, I guess I'll stamp this. It also comes with this little squiggle, which was obviously kind of intended for the spider web and the spider. Kind of, you could have the spider hanging down, but you could always use it by itself to create a pattern or a background, or combine it with any other multitude of stamps. You could use it with the little bee or ladybug from Fresh Blooms, kind of like to show that they were moving across the page or whatever. Here's your little spider. He does have 8 legs. I actually originally drew him with 6, and my husband corrected me and pretty much insisted that I make him accurate with his 8 legs. So he does have 8 legs. And he's super cute. You can have him hanging, or you could, you know, paper piece him and actually put him on the spider web. Lots of options there. It is called Graveyard Shift because I guess when I originally, the skeleton was the first thing I came up with, and then I came up with this little tombstone. Because what's a graveyard without a tombstone? So you have your little tombstone with some grass on it. If you wanted to kind of maybe customize it and not have the RIP on there, you could always you know, ink your stamp up and then take a little, you know, wet paper towel or a baby wipe and just really carefully, or even a Q-tip, really carefully remove the ink from the center. Or you could just kind of, when you ink it up, be really careful and just ink up around the edges and not get the middle. And then you could always write in whatever you wanted to write in on your little gravestone, which is kind of neat. You could, you know, put your kids' names or funny sayings. I don't know if you ever played Oregon Trail when you were you know, when you were in school. I used to play it when I was in grade school. But one of my favorite things was always to write funny messages on the tombstones after the people would pass away. You're also going to get this really teeny tiny little kind of like, you know, it could be a twinkling star, or it could be a little spider, a little bug, something, you know, a little creepy crawly for Halloween. Really whatever you want. So you could use it as a little bug, or you could use it as maybe like stars in the skyline. And then you're going to get one sentiment, and I really do love how this one turned out. And it says Happy Haunting, and I'll just stamp it right up at the top here. There you go. So here, these are all the images you're going to get in the Graveyard Shift set. Just to reiterate, it is a 3x4 set, so it's smaller. It's not the regular 4x6 size. It's a smaller set. And it comes with all these different images, obviously geared towards Halloween, but you could mix it up, I'm sure, and use it for other events as well. And it coordinates really well with the Halloween scene set that we released back in August. And I made a bunch of projects kind of using both of them because they do work so well together. I have a couple shared today, and I'm going to share a few more with you tomorrow. Because it's still kind of early in the season, and I'm not sure how many people are in, you know, Halloween card making mode. At the end of the month, September, I believe it's going to be the 21st and 22nd, we're going to have our design team do a whole bunch of projects for you. So you'll get to see both of these sets used even more at the end of the month. So I hope you enjoyed watching. If you have any questions, let me know. This stamp set is available for purchase in the store now, so you don't have to wait until the end of the month or anything. You can head right over there and purchase it now, and you still can get 10% off your order today, Monday, September 11th, until 11:59 tonight. You can get 10% off by using the code. It's the number 1, and then I'll write it down for you, and then month. So let me find a thick black pen for you. Here we go. So to get 10% off, you like how I'm doing this? Real fancy here. 10% off. Use the code, the number 1, and then the word month. And that's to celebrate our 1 month anniversary, which just passed yesterday. You'll have to forgive me, it's been a long couple of days. My oldest just started school, so it's been an adjustment getting used to the new routine. But that's that. I hope you enjoyed the new stamps. Don't forget to use the code 1month to get 10% off your orders, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with some more Halloween projects.